So today we're going to learn about factoring using synthetic division. You should be completing this learning module after you've already done the one on long division, and you're going to come to realize that synthetic division is such a lifesaver. Before we get started, let's go ahead and give names to what we're using. So of course, in these type of problems, you're going to have the equation and you're also going to have the factor that you're dividing by. Remember, the equation is known as the dividend and the factor you're dividing by is known as the divisor. You always start synthetic division by checking to see if you have all of the exponents that are smaller than your greatest exponent. So here I have x to the fourth, which means I also need x to the third. I also need x squared, which is missing. And I need x to the first, which I have. And then finally, I also need a term that does not have an x value next to it, which we have right back here. So I have to move forward by putting in placeholders for what we're missing. And since we're missing x squared, we're going to have to get a placeholder. So here's what that looks like. 3x to the fourth minus 9x cubed plus 0x squared minus 24x minus 48. Whenever a term is missing, you simply place a 0 in front of it and add it to your equation. So here we have 0x squared. Now we're going to start setting up for synthetic division. So inside of this box goes the 0 for the divisor, and right over here goes the coefficients of the dividend. So first, let's set the divisor equal to 0. So now we're going to move our 4 into the little box. And now we're going to move down all of our coefficients. 3, negative 9, 0, negative 24, negative 48. So nothing ever needs to be done to the first coefficient, so we just go ahead and bring that down. Now you multiply the first coefficient by c, and you place that product under the second coefficient. You then add that value to the second coefficient. So negative 9 plus 12 equals positive 3. We now repeat this process all over again by multiplying 3 to our c value and then placing that under the next coefficient. So 12 plus 0 again gives me 12. And now I repeat the cycle again. I multiply 12 by my c value, which is 4, and I get 48. I then place this new value under the next coefficient and I add them together. So negative 24 plus 48 gives me positive 24. And now I start the cycle all over again by multiplying 24 by my c value, which gives me 96. I then place this new value under my last coefficient and I add them together, so negative 48 plus 96 gives me positive 48. This last value right here is going to be my remainder, and then all the other values in front of it are going to be a part of my new equation. So you write out your final answer by starting with an exponent that is 1 less than the one you started with. So in our problem, we started with x to the fourth. So my answer is going to start with x to the third. So 3x to the third plus 3x squared plus 12x plus 24, and then you always add your remainder at the end, but you need to put it on top of the divisor. So 48 over x minus 4. So that's how you carry out synthetic division. which, in my opinion, is far more simple than long division. So following this video is 4 questions on synthetic division. I hope you have fun mathing. Bye!